less than half of England and Wales population is now Christian, Census 2021 shows. Now, some interesting points that I want to talk about are obviously the change in the demographics in recent years. I just found out that it is both in the UK and Australia, we have this census every 10 years. 2021. Next one is going to be in 2031. So we had one in Australia last year as well. Unfortunately, I was in England at that time, so I couldn't take part in that. But this was the result that was published earlier this year in Australia. So in Australia, Christianity has fallen down to 43.9%, and no religion has fallen down to 38.9%. So now no religion doesn't necessarily obviously means atheists or even agnostics. It just means these people do not subscribe to any religion. Somebody did supposedly, some cheap Pakistani wannabe intellectual tried to call me out, but then I went into further detail and I showed down the further breakdown. The largest group of that 39% is agnostic and atheist. However, there are some significant number of people who are spirituals, they believe in the universe, space, energy, whatever, but they do not belong to any religion, and that's what I'm interested in. So in Australia, we've got 39% agnostic atheists, or just people who don't like religion or who don't affiliate themselves with any religion. And you can see this figure, this graph, that is this line, this blue line, top line is Christianity's line. Back in 1971, it was close to 89%. It's significantly, constantly dropping. There's this regular gradient that it just keeps going down and down and down, and it looks like it's going to meet. And in 2031, it's going to intersect. And what that shows, and it's more clear in the UK case, but this is the new census result, Christians have fallen down to 46.2, still a little bit behind Australia, but almost neck and neck the same. No religion, 37%, 37.2%. Now, you remember Muslims love to say, Islam is the fastest growing religion. They give you the impression as though people are leaving their respective faiths for Islam. But now here is this graph that actually paints a true picture. Look at this. Look at this. How straight is this line?
Well, wait, where is this? For what? For where?
This is the UK, England. 2021.
Yeah, not England.
Latest census result. Look, England, so this line shows you both of this. Have a look, Christian and no religion line. This line shows people who are leaving Christianity. They're not going to Muslim and other religion. They're falling in the no religion bracket. Look at this. This line is damning. Oh, yes. Muslims have gone from nearly 1% to 6%. This is the actual breakdown. So Muslims have become the third largest denomination, but third distant denomination, 6.5%. Okay. Now, if you look at the line, then that just means, this is just a normal birth rate and normal inflow of immigration, and that's it. These people are just your by birth Muslims. And I also wonder, out of the 6.5% of Muslims, how many of them are your, hijab for Allah, booty for Abdullah kind of people? How many of those have actually white boyfriend? Nothing makes me happier when I see in shopping centers, when I see a hijabi girl with a non-hijabi, Western wearing, loose clothes or tight clothing wearing woman. Not that I have a preference for either of the two types of clothes, but I'm just saying that it means those people are tolerant and respectful of each other's beliefs. Something that what we see on the social media domain, like Ali Dawa and all these Dawa people and all these people who tell you that, oh no, our brothers and sisters, stay away from these evil infidels, or they're going to corrupt your mind or whatever, blah blah blah. So it's all propaganda. It's all hot air. There's no truth to it. This figure, Armin, I want your thoughts on that. So in 2011, it went to 3%. 10 years later, it's gone to 6.5%. In 2001, it was only about 2%. So why is this blue line, all these Christians who are losing their Christianity, why is not that is not being translated to Muslim or other religions? Why?
Well, because neither Islam or Christianity make any sense, and the more access people have to information, and the more diversity actually helps for our case as well, right? So it's not just that people have access to more information. If children are raised in environments where there's a diversity of religion, they're more likely to say that maybe they're all wrong, right? So because they're not growing up in an environment that is mostly Christian or mostly Muslim, even if you are grown in an environment where it's like has Christian, Muslim, and Hindu, the fact that you grow up with the possibility of like, oh, I'm growing up as a Muslim, but some people believe in Christianity, the fact that you might consider that, okay, so given that there's another religion out there, what my belief is, there are many people out there who think that it could be wrong. So you will take that into account, and that will most likely lead you to leave religion as a whole. But what another interesting thing about that graph is that I think eventually we're going to deal with non-religion and Islam to be the main two polar, ideological religious force, like religious or non-religious forces in the world. Like we're not going to have, like if we keep going this way, I know we're growing faster than Islam, but the only two growing is non-religion and Islam. Christianity's nose diving like yes, rock, and then at some point Islam is going to beat Christianity and non-religion is going to be at the top. So the main ideology, religious ideology that secularists have to deal with eventually in the world is going to be Islam, maybe. What do you think?
This whole notion that Islam is the fastest growing, even generically, not through conversion, but just through birth rate and maintaining your birth rates. And obviously, Muslims take their religion a lot more seriously than others. But I go back to this 2015 survey, Pew survey it was, that actually said by 2070 Muslims will be the largest religious denomination in the world. I think that survey was very, very flawed in terms of obviously the rate of apostasy, first of all, hadn't really burst onto the scene as it has now. There have been other surveys in countries like Tunisia, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, where this apostasy syndrome is just multiplying. So I don't think that was put into perspective in 2015. So assuming 3.1 or whatever the mean Muslim birth rate is all across the world, obviously it's different in different places. But if you assume that every one of them is going to be Muslim, yes, fair enough. Then you could say that Muslims are the largest growing religious denomination. But I think that doesn't put into consideration that how many Muslims will become ex-Muslims. That's the part.
Yeah, it just assumes birth rate will just determine. Yeah, as if like any Muslim child will be Muslim as well. It just uses birth rates alone, which is very flawed methodology. Yeah, I agree with that. But do you agree with me that even though Islam will not beat atheism, it will beat Christianity?
Oh yeah, I think so, because not because Islam's number will be growing, it's because Christianity's numbers are decreasing at a as you said, they've nosedived.
But they are also going up. I mean, they're not going up as fast as non-religious, but they are non-religious and Islam are the two only ideologies that are going up.
Yeah, but those surveys are not really. They can't put in.
No, even the one that you showed, even the one that you just showed.
Yes.
If you bring it back up,
right,
I mean, it's not going as.
Yeah, right. So you're talking about in the actual numbers, like 27 million Christians.
The other graph that you had, yeah, okay.
Sorry, this one
is fine too. Yeah, this one. Look, like Christianity down, non-religion up, Muslim is also going up. I mean, it's not going up as much, but at least it's going up.
Yeah, it's going up because that could be just immigration as well.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And birth rate. Yeah, you're right. And birth rate as well.
Birth rate. Yeah. Get my best-selling book, Why There Is No God, for free. Click on the link for it in the description.